problem is like we talk. There's no entertainers in the Premier League anymore, or that. Well, I
No.
didn't. At least I didn't think there was. Then I think for me at Chelsea, I think there's two players that get me up off my seat now, like
Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer. And I'm just not gonna. I like, even though he's still finding his feet. I do get excited when Mudryk gets on the ball. He's got that
Yeah, but
pace
that's
and
because
he's
he's got
exciting.
the unpredictability and he's quick.
Yeah,
That's why. Do you
that's
know what I
that's
mean? But
yeah, exactly. That's why I really like. Um, that's why I really like him. I think it's those sort of players that you do have them still, but some of them will get coached out. I was worried Cole Palmer was going to come in, and if we were having a poor run, it's going to impact him. But he's coming in and well. And there's still dickheads talking about João Felix. Mate, look at Cole Palmer. He's a
João
he's a
Felix
player
is
we
a
wanted João
baller,
Felix to
bro.
be. He's a player we wanted Kai Havertz to be. Kai Havertz is off playing left back now, and he's still shit.
No, you're
Arsenal
right.
fans
You're
sitting there
right about
going,
the Havertz shout.
"Oh, mate,
Facts.
Havertz sitting there and going, so yeah, I think he's really good. He's great at linking up play. Maybe we should play him centre forward. Okay, that's the second. You've got the 7 stages of grief. 7 stages of grief with Havertz, right? First stage, you sign him. You got a fantastic young player, loads of potential, looks great, cool. Second stage, you put him in midfield. That's where he was signed. Oh, maybe he's not quite right there. We'll see what's going on. He's still come good though. Third stage is that he'll still come good. Fourth stage is he goes, links it up from number 10, plays as a centre forward for a few games, and I tell you what, he links up, doesn't he? Yeah, maybe that's his position. That's stage 5. Stage 6. Oh, he's not great there. Where does he actually play? Stage 7, you sell him for £65 million to a rival downtown who then has the same problem with him, and then all their fans are going to love him and hate him. You're sitting there, and it's like,
bro. And then man's asked to play left wing back here with Nagelsmann, and this is what I mean about Nagelsmann. These hipsters, like, what about Kai Havertz at left wing back here? Would you think would work? Like, do you know what I'm saying? The guy is not a defender. He ain't got mad pace. Like, it's weird. Do you know
Someone
what I'm
tried to
saying?
compare him to Marcus Alonso. Someone said he's like, he's got the ability. He's like Marcus Alonso. He's a danger in the box. He's got the athleticism to play wing back. I'm like, have you seen that man run? Rants. I'm saying this with my chest, right? If me and Kai Havertz were to run from in midfield, right, and we were running, I was attacking, and he was like supposed to be tracking me, I could outrun Kai Havertz. I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe that. And I barely move. I am a shit Jorginho. That's how I play.
I remember when Chelsea fans were telling me he had pace. I was thinking, where, bro?
I mean, he had that like split second where because he had long legs, 3 seconds he'd have that little bit of acceleration, but then the pace goes because he's like, actually, you know what, mate? I can't be bothered.
Yeah, but that's the thing, and he's on even more money now at Arsenal. It's crazy.
I know. But if you like Dimitar Berbatov and you like Dennis Bergkamp, you love Kai Havertz. Do I fuck? Because you know what they both did, right? Dennis Bergkamp scored goals, got you off your seat, right? Dimitar Berbatov, as lazy as he was, he still scored 30 goals a season. Kai Havertz couldn't. You put Kai Havertz.
You can be a nonchalant player, when you're good. Do you know what I'm saying? But you can't be lazy and rubbish. Like, you can't be. Like, that doesn't make no sense. How can you be nonchalant like that and you're not good, bro? That's what I don't understand. This guy was a star boy. Like, when you lot signed him, he was meant to come in and have a big impact.
Yeah. But it turns out, you see Frank Lampard on Monday Night Football. Like, Kai Havertz wasn't even a Frank Lampard signing. He didn't want him. He didn't want him. So it was, I think Timo Werner was another one who was, I'm gutted never works. I thought Timo Werner, I love Timo Werner. Kai Havertz wasn't. Ziyech wasn't. That window, he only wanted to sign 3 or 4 players. Like, they wasn't looking for like loads of players. But then, do you remember, we had the conversations then in lockdown. We do a stream. I said, we've signed too many players. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, but you have, you had a recruitment team at the time, so...
It was literally, was it Petr Cech and Marina Granovskaya? And Marina Granovskaya was like, this guy's an up-and-coming talent. There you go. And then, obviously, the Frank Lampard's job was to fit in.
So they made the signings, those were club signings for the future of the club.
Yeah. But then it was obviously you got Frank Lampard just sort of fit him in when he kind of was starting to like that. Look, granted, I think you look back now, maybe Frank Lampard wasn't or isn't a great manager, right?
Yeah.
But
I think that's a safe assumption, Louis. I don't even think that is. That's not really a risky one.
In that first period at Chelsea, I think, considering where we were and the problems we had, and he got the team playing well, he had a foundation to build on. And he didn't build. I say he didn't get given the opportunity. He wasn't sure what to do because he was a young manager. So it happens. But realistically, look, Chelsea now, we seem to be in a bit more of a stable state. Touch wood. There seems to be more stuff going our way. We are, despite spending 800 million, not the billion, by the way, because that's not true. Let's put that on. It's lazy reporting again. Still can't believe I'm saying it's only 800 million. 800 million in 3 windows. We are, I'd say, a goalkeeper and a centre forward short. That's it. I think
your goalkeeper's not it. You're right. I'm not a fan of Sanchez. I think he's got moments, but every goalkeeper's got moments. Do you know what I mean?
I'm more of a fan of Sanchez than I was a Kepa. Do you know why?
Oh, but that's not hard though.
He's got arms. It's amazing. I actually cried when he made a save. It was like watching a goalkeeper come on his box and just catch the ball. I was like, I actually wanted to cry. I think he again, that's another position. I don't think there's very many, ready-made big names that can fill that straight away. We need that, and we need a centre forward that's not, a centre forward that has pubic hair. I think is the best way to describe it, considering all of our players are under 12. So I'd quite like to see. I'd like to see Ivan Toney, but I understand the logic behind them saying they don't want him as much if he doesn't want the Chelsea move.
I think he wants the Chelsea move. Like I think it's nonsense that he doesn't want the Chelsea.
I mean, he wants the move, doesn't he? He just wants to go out.
Listen, Ivan Toney wants to go to Chelsea just as much he wants to go to Arsenal. Ivan Toney wants to play for a big club. I don't believe for a second that he doesn't want the Chelsea move.
No,
I don't believe that for the simple fact that he knows that he's too good for Brentford, innit? And he also knows that when he looks at his age and he looks at the market, with all due respect to him, and he's a player that I rate very highly, he ain't the guy that can just dictate where he goes. Like, he's not, because you also need to find a club that are willing to pay what your club are going to ask for. And your club are going to ask for 70 million plus, and Arsenal are not paying that for you. They're not. When they've got Gabriel Jesus, when they've got Saka, when they've got Trossard, when they've got Martinelli, they've already got 4 attackers, and Arsenal's front three picks itself. If they sign Ivan Toney, they're dropping Martinelli Martinelli. Because he's not going to drop Jesus and he's not going to drop Saka.
I think he dropped Jesus.
He was with Jesus at Man City. There's more chance that Martinelli gets dropped than Jesus, and Jesus plays out wide.
For me, really, I think that'd be stupid if they did that.
And Nketiah's on $100,000 a week. He just signed a new deal and got the number 14. So
I think I'd say he's stupid. Mikel Arteta is stupid. Still banging on about how he's going to talk about free. I'm going to talk free about the referees. Guys, come on. Rub your hands together. Close your eyes. We're going to win these. Shut up. He looks like Captain Smollett. Do you remember Captain Smollett? Yeah, he looks like a Thunderbird puppet. He does not move. He does. He is my worst idea of a client, because I'll go to cut his hair and that shit won't move. I've got it's fine hair. There's a lot of it. You can move it. You can clearly see where you need to cut. Get the line sorted. It's all good. It's very easy. I don't need a haircut at the minute, but it's there. You get it fine. Here's, you bring it up. I'd cut my fingers constantly because it just won't move. I reckon you slap him and it'd spin off like a Lego head. It'd be like
bro, you're mad. You are actually mad. But the Toney thing is very interesting. I think he ends up at Chelsea.
He's. I think the other reason he might do well, they might do it, is we talk about link-up play and everything. He does that. Ivan Toney's fantastic at link-up play, and he scores the goals.
Exactly.
If he's scoring goals as well as getting the link-up play, I'll be looking at Arsenal. I'll be going, oh, do you know what? We do need that.
Yeah,
Because
bro,
right,
I think he's the most well-rounded forward that's actually available. Do you know what I'm saying? Because people
exactly.
always talk about we should sign X, Y, Z. Are they available? This guy is openly available. He already lives in London. Like it's an easy deal to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Just pay the money, you get the player.
Ivan
There's
Toney,
no
right?
bull.
You're out with your mates, right? You're at prison or Pop World, or wherever you go, right? He's the one that's available just before 3 a.m. when they turn the lights on. He's not that 3 a.m. slot. He's not like signing, I don't know, Ricky Lambert. But it's like, he's like that 1:30, 2 o'clock. There's still some good ones out there. You get it going, you start popping shapes. Maybe you're like me, you're in the cheese room, ABBA comes on, voulez-vous, you just give it, they love it, boom, sorted, taken back, turn the lights on in the morning and be like, yeah, yeah, it's all right.
Nah, but
Sorted.
it's not.
It's
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 not.
it's 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 it's, it's, it's the upper end, it's just the 7.5s. It's that bracket, 7.5s pushing an 8.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, what
that's
do you mean
that's
pushing
what
an
that is.
8? Nah, I'd say Ivan Toney, yeah, as a striker in a 7.5. He's not. Do you know what I'm saying? As a striker, that's an 8. That's an 8 as a
Yeah, he's
striker.
he's he's that,
8.
he's that one where it's the
That's an
debate.
8, 8.5. If you go home with an 8, yeah, you've had a sensational evening.
Mate,
Do
I
you
only
know what
go
I'm
back
saying?
with 10s. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
I go back with 10s or I don't go home at
What?
all.
What? The number 10 from KFC or something? Man said 10s. Oh, bruv, man going home with 10s,
Mate,
bro.
listen. I go back with 10s or I create it. I am a number 10. I go back with a 10. That's what it is. That's how I play my game.
Nah,
I
that's
I
crazy, bro. Listen, if
I
you
had
leave
I
with an
I
8, you've had a great night.
mate. It's what it is. What it is. But that's why I don't go to prison. That is. I
Like
head
man
out.
said, ain't no 8s in prison.
There ain't
Like
no
that
eights in prison.
prison full of
Prison,
fours and
prisons where
threes.
you go on loan. Prisons where you go if you need, you need to pick me up. You head down to the championship, score goals, head back out. Boom. Mayfair, Soho,
Yeah,
or
it's a mad thing, bro. I'll be real.
that's what I do.
It's an absolute mazzoline, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like if you get an 8 on a night out, you've had an absolute blinder. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? So for
yeah,
me,
yeah.
I'm taking an 8 out of 10 striker in this market all day. All day in this market, guys. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think Ivan Toney's an 8, 8.5 in this market because the market is poor. Do you know what I'm saying? And scarcity creates value. When you look at this market, there's not many top level, yeah, because he's a top level Premier League striker. Like this is a player that you expect to be competing for the Golden Boot, playing for Brentford. So if he can compete for the Golden Boot, playing for Brentford, you've signed a top level Premier League striker, and we've seen teams do it a lot. We signed Dwight York from Aston Villa, done well. We signed Teddy Sheringham. We signed Teddy Sheringham from Spurs. We signed Louis Saha from Fulham. Like, bro, we signed Berbatov from
No,
Tottenham.
but Rants,
Signing strikers from Premier League teams is not a gamble, bruv.
no, but me and you know that because we understand football. But unfortunately, most people on Twitter sit there and go, "Oh well, Victor Osimhen scored 35 goals. The next year, 64." How about you shut the fuck up, all right, and just let us just do our thing. I'm looking at this now and I'm going, I appreciate that everyone wants to get a fancy player, which looks great, and it's from a lavish place. If I had to go to Hounslow to get a decent centre forward, I will. That's what. Sometimes you've got to do it. You've got to go to Hounslow. Not everyone wants to do it. I appreciate that. You don't want to go to Hounslow, but guess what? There's some decent things in Hounslow.
Nah, a lot of people don't want to go Hanslow. I'll be real,
Exactly.
but you know what it is? The game is the game, bro. And this is it. Andy Cole from Newcastle. We can keep going, yeah. Like it's one of them things where Premier League proven is a very, very, very real thing.
Yeah.
It's a very real thing. So you have to take that in consideration, yeah. Obviously, a lot of the time you pay a premium with the Premier League, but now, to be completely honest, pricing's crazy everywhere. Like Osherman's costing over 100 mil for a player that you can't guarantee is going to be a hit at Chelsea. And because you don't have a lot of creative players, and he's a striker that very much relies on chances being created for him, and he's not a creator himself. Stylistically, I don't even believe he makes sense at Chelsea.
I mean, we aren't terrible creatively now. Like we're scoring more. Well, sorry, we're getting more opportunities.
But do you create the kind of chances that he would thrive on, though? Like
Yeah,
he's very much a box player.
I think we do. I think we do. Yeah, our extra is fantastic. So you know, I think we do create opportunities. Palmer is such a big player. And why you'd be skeptical, I get that, but that's why I'd want to go Premier League proven. That's why I want to get Ivan Toney, because then Ivan Toney, you know, you're not solely relying on Cole Palmer to create everything, because Ivan Toney can bring people into play. Well, Victor Osimhen could as well, but then the thing is, he's 24. You've got to train that, and I get you paying. People are worried about paying 70, 80, 100 million for a 28-year-old. I get that.
Yeah, but when did this age start to become a problem? This is what I don't understand. We signed Robin van Persie at 29, I believe. Like, bro, like when guys are finishers, if they're 28, 29 years old, yeah, and they're scoring goals, then one thing you're going to get from these players, one thing you're going to get from these players at that age is consistency. And that's worth the money. That's worth the money. I would rather pay 80 million pounds for a 28-year-old striker than pay 80 million pounds for a 22-year-old striker. Because, bro, these youths are not consistent. You can't rely on them. Now, you actually can't rely on these guys. And the thing is, people are talking about Chelsea, for instance, struggling against low blocks. Osimhen in a low block. Allow it, bro. I'd rather have a better all-round player, in a low block. Against a low block, than have a poacher against a low block. Because man's out here looking like Romelu Lukaku for real, bro. Lukaku against a low block is useless, bro. He's a lump. Hey, Louis, we got you back. You're here. You're here. I can hear you.
I know the internet's moving like Lukaku. Shit.
It's fine. We're gonna wrap up shortly anyway. But yeah, for me, Osimhen against low blocks doesn't make sense. Go and get the Premier League proven striker.
This is it. You want someone who knows exactly how to deal with those situations. So I'm not looking. That's exactly what I want. And again, this Chelsea team doesn't need another young player. It needs somebody who is ready. Now, I want somebody. Ivan Toney, as a proven Premier League centre forward, he's going to come into that side and he'll have the arrogance, sort of, at what a good centre forward does. But also, he'll look at Jackson, who's 22, 23, and be like, "Look, mate, you ain't finishing these. I'm going to come and take your spot. But I tell you what, if you stick with me and you learn, you can try and take it off me. How about that?"
Yep.
And it's that competition for places. And then also, we've still got to fit for Christopher Nkunku into this team. That's another thing. I know I'm talking about we need to sign a centre forward. We still need to fit Christopher Nkunku into this Chelsea team.
Yeah, but
which
you
is
never
nuts.
know with Pochettino, bro. You might see him playing out wide as well, because Poch does like to play. He does like to play. What do you call it? He likes to play tens out wide. Poch loves that.
Yeah. Which I think we could see, because I don't think I think Noddy Madueke needs a loan.
Yeah,
I really do. He was linked.
He's not ready.
No, he was linked with Palace, which I think would be a really good move for him. I think him at Palace, he fits in there. He's a very saucy player, but he's a saucy player that needs to learn how to make that final pass.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel when I watch him play. I don't know. He seems very frustrating to me. Very unpredictable. Very hot and cold. I don't know if he's gonna make it. I'll be honest. Him and Mudryk, I don't know if they're gonna make it, bro. Mudryk, I think, has probably a better chance than Madueke. I don't know.
I think
look at Madueke,
Mudryk.
I don't know. He might as well just be at Crystal Palace already, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just Mudryk,
bro.
Mandem FC, bro. Just join Crystal Palace now, innit, and just get it out of your system.
Yeah, I mean, Mudryk, I think will whether he'll be an elite winger, I don't know. Will he be a very, very solid Premier League winger for us? Absolutely. I do think he will be. But yeah, Noni Madueke, I think a lot of people were looking at him after last year when everyone else wasn't performing, and he was doing all right. You know, he was doing the bare minimum and doing what everyone else wasn't, and everyone was loving it. And I'm like, that's great. You know, it's like I saw him. He was the England under 21s. He did an unbelievable skill move, and I was like, looks great, fantastic. I was like, my word, fucking love that. But then guess what? He does skill move, go around someone, gets off his seat, doesn't find the final ball. Like, it was the same at Brentford. He had Aaron Hickey on the ropes the entirety of that first half. He was all over him. But then, for some reason, after he hits the bar from making something out of nothing, he then just starts doing what Willian used to do, which is gets to the edge of the box, pass backwards. It's like, lads, like, I like the source. I think that's there, but he needs to do more. He needs to do more. Mudryk, you can see, I just like, look, you know me. I'm a passion merchant and I like someone who works his socks off.
Yeah, he's direct and he's quick, man. You're in love with Mudryk the way some of these Man United fans are in love with Garnacho, but it's gonna end the same way. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's quick and he's direct, and then when you realise that he's a gimmick, you'll give up on him. It will happen, trust me.
Yeah. I mean, I miss Timo Werner. I feel like Timo Werner last year and this year, he'd have been so good for us. He wasn't going to be a centre forward.
With Pochettino, I think Pochettino would have definitely got something out of him.
Yeah.